this could have been an extremely tragic situation with serious injuries or the death of everybody in that car, in his own family, and not to mention anybody else out there on the road.
Michelle, I hope that you understand that it was never my intention to, try to kill or hurt anybody, but I do greatly apologize.
The reality is you are on tape telling that whole family you will kill them all.
I know Mr. Brown is trying to make himself appear, he's making it so much worse than it was just even a few minutes ago, as the court said. I think people are programmed sometimes to say it was never my intention. And I think that what that means truly is that I didn't intend to be in this situation. But the reality of that is I didn't intend to be caught. I didn't intend for this to turn into something where I have to actually be held publicly accountable and account for it.
This started over a Mother's Day dinner or brunch or whatever. It's just so sad. On the Mother's Day. I mean, have you really thought about that? On Mother's Day, you tried to take out not just the mother of your child, but her mother too. I recently learned that a family member of mine crossed the highway and 5 members of the family were killed head-on crash. And it's just sad that someone would want to try to do that on purpose. But your behavior is so depraved that I'm not sure that it's going to fix where you are. You're going to take out generations on purpose. State of Michigan versus Terrarius Brown, case number 24 FB 1240. Recall.
Rich McDuffie for the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Sam Bernstein with and on behalf of Mr. Brown. If you called my case early, I apologize. I'm starting off Monday with a Zoom fail, but hopefully everyone can hear me now. It looks like you can. Mr. Brown, could you please state your name for the court?
Yes, sir. Travaris Brown.
My name is Mr. Brown. We're here for a sentencing today. Have you had a chance to review the report with your client?
I have, Your Honor, and I have no corrections or anything to make to the body of the report. And I could say a few words on behalf of Mr. Brown at the appropriate time.
All right. Ms. McDuffie?
Yes, Your Honor. I did review the PSR. I agree with the recommendation. I appreciate that Mr. Brown was honest and open, at least at the time of the interview. It looks like some minimization happened, I think, on the scene and at the time. I still just hope that he truly understands what could have happened here. This could have been an extremely tragic situation with serious injuries or the death of everybody in that car, in his own family, and not to mention anybody else out there on the road. And it's to get upset, to get angry. We see that all the time and know it's not acceptable, but to take an action like jerking the wheel like that in a way that could be so deadly and is so dramatic. I hope that Mr. Brown follows up on any recommendations to find out what's going on in terms of the way he processes things, and to make sure that his mental health is clearly sort of explored and that he's aware of anything he needs to be aware of, because that's if anger causes you to go there, I want to make sure that he gets on top of anything he needs to get on top of to make sure that nothing like that is ever remotely close to happening again. That's all.
Thank you. Mr. Bernstein?
Thank you, Your Honor. I don't disagree with anything Ms. McDuffie said. The recommendation is appropriate. I think the important thing about Mr. Brown is he has been taking pretty extensive action since the offense to learn from it and to do better in the future. He's been in the Accountable Choices program for 4 months now. And I think Ms. McDuffie's right when she says that there was some minimization at the time. But he has spent the last 4 months in that class, challenging his core beliefs, learning what he's in control of. and learning what he needs to do better. So he's got a really good jump start on probation there. And I think that's reflected in the attitude that he demonstrated with the probation officer. He is also actively in counseling to work on mental health issues and stressors in his life and how to appropriately handle those so that they don't spiral and become something way worse. And for what it's worth as well, he did take a parenting class while over the last couple of months too. So he's going to have a really good head start on probation. And I think it really shows that he's taking this extremely seriously, Your Honor. And I think that's the kind of attitude and actions that we can expect from him moving forward.
Thank you. Before I go to him for allocution, Ms. McDuffie, your victim is here. Did she want to speak today?
Yes, Your Honor, I apologize. I was just reaching out to find out if she wanted to make a statement. Ms. Brown, you are welcome to say anything you'd like to at this time.
Hello, Your Honor. You all hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
And see me?
Yes, good morning.
Okay. Your Honor, I understand the no contact order was in place and to ensure my safety, and I really appreciate the court's concern for my well-being. However, I do not feel like I'm in danger.
Molly, you in danger, girl.
Whatsoever. I mean, I believe that it would be safe for me to have contact with my husband. Since this incident, we both been taking steps to improve, and I am confident that we are committed to resolving things in a healthy way and constructive manner moving forward. And I am making a request on my own free will, if without any pressure or anything, if the no contact order can be lifted in the best interest of our family and myself.
Thank you so much, Ms. Brown. I'll definitely take that into consideration as I decide the direction to go. I will let you know, as well as him, that I have read the full police report regarding this incident. And given your behavior, grabbing a pen, I don't think this was the first incident of domestic violence. So I want you to know that I'm also taking that into consideration. Anything else from you, ma'am?
Yes. No, nothing else.
All right. Thank you so much. All right. At this time, is there anything you would like to say, Mr. Brown?
Just that, I understand the situation. I'm in no way, trying to downplay the severity of the situation. I take a full accountability. And as Mr. Bernstein stated, I've been working with Accountable Choices. I've learned a lot about proper communication and resolving issues and things of that nature. And I'm working one-on-one with a counselor for any mental health issues that I may not have, known I had prior or anything like that. And just that, like I said, I'm not, I'm taking this very seriously, and I hope that, I can move forward in a constructive way and helping, be the best father and husband that I can be, or the best family member in general for everyone around me, not just my relationship, but in any relationship I come across, whether it be work related, whether it be, personal, platonic, anything like that. That was all, Your Honor.
Well, I think Ms. McDuffie said a lot about how I feel too about this particular situation. I mean, I think I will say that her statement was that everybody could have been killed. My concern is that it was your intent at that time to kill everyone. That is actually what you told them. That is actually what you tried to do. But for the actions of Miss Michelle Brown, it probably would have happened. And then after that, you proceeded to punch and hit her. So classes can make a difference in behavior. And I am very, very glad that you're taking those steps. But your behavior is so depraved that I'm not sure that it's going to fix where you are. I hope it does. And I hear Ms. Brown saying that she's not afraid for her safety. Fine, that's probably because she's conditioned to think that this is okay. And she's conditioned to believe you when you say you won't do it again. But it's not my relationship. And I think you're very fortunate that she still believes in you. You're going to take out generations on purpose. It probably is not the best timing for you, because I recently learned that a family member of mine crossed the highway and 5 members of the family were killed head-on crash. And it's just sad that someone would want to try to do that on purpose. I'm having a hard time thinking that probation is the only outcome that should occur from this situation. And sometimes when no one is harmed, like in a terrible way, we end up here with this result. But you're dangerous. But for the work that you're putting in at this time, I would not follow this recommendation. And I want you to know that I'm going to watch very closely to make sure that you mean what you say. This started over a Mother's Day dinner or brunch or whatever. It's just so sad. On the Mother's Day, I mean, have you really thought about that? On Mother's Day, you tried to take out not just the mother of your child, but her mother too. It is the sentence of this court that you serve 365 days in the Washtenaw County Jail. Credit for 6 days that were served, 359 are suspended. You're on probation for 24 months. One moment. That's what I was looking for. You're on probation for 36 months. I'm not going to do just 24 months. You're on probation for 36 months. Fines and court costs in this case for a total of $795 plus $30 per month probation oversight fee. You're to meet with probation when and where directed, including any and all home visits. And probation group meetings. You'd attend and complete the Accountable Choices Batterers Intervention Program at a rate of 1 session per week for a minimum of 52 sessions, including the weekend program, and you must remain compliant with their attendance policy. You'd attend and complete all mental health counseling and sign a release of information. You're restricted from having any alcoholic beverages in the home. You're to submit to, pay, and be responsible for random drug and alcohol tests as requested by the court, probation, or any police officer. You to provide monthly verification of compliance and complete of these completed probation terms. You to attend court reviews as ordered by the court and provide proof of compliance. You to make earnest efforts to maintain legitimate employment. You must continue to attend those parenting classes, sir. Where are you with the parenting classes at this time?
Well, the one I was taking was a 10-hour, 5-week program, but I can do whatever you have. If you want me to take some more, I can do that. Your Honor. I'm on whatever it is we can do.
You finished that already?
Yes, ma'am. And I have completed the certificate. I have that. I can provide that to the courts as well.
You are restrained from harassing, stalking, threatening, or engaging in any conduct that would place Michelle Brown or Traveris Jr. in reasonable fear of bodily injury. Wasn't there another individual in the car as well? Gwendolyn? And what is her last name?
Yes, Your Honor. I think I may have left her off accidentally when I revised the amended report, so I apologize for that, Your Honor.
Thank you.
I'm looking up the report right now.
I
Your
have
Honor.
it. It's Gwendolyn. Benita. Famous true for Gwendolyn Benita. No assaultive or threatening behavior towards either of them or anyone else. No unwanted contact with either of them. No use or possession of alcohol, marijuana, illegal drugs, drug paraphernalia, no being in the presence of anyone using them. No use of any firearm components, ammunition, or other dangerous weapons, and not being in the presence of anyone carrying or using those. Do you have any weapons in the home, sir?
No, sir. Or no, ma'am. I apologize. No, ma'am.
We'll do a review in 60 days. That'll be on November 25th, 2024 at 10 o'clock a.m. Sir, I hope you're learning that you took on the responsibility of a family. Doesn't give you the right to take anybody's life or to endanger them in any way, shape, or form. If I hear about you doing anything, you won't like the consequences, I can assure you. So please just try and be a better father, son-in-law, and husband. You need to contact the probation department and schedule a time to go over this report with them. Do you have their phone number?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
I think one of the things that I'm worried about right now is you had a public opportunity to apologize to your wife and you didn't do that. I think it's an indicator of where you are. Yes, you can unmute.
Well, just because of the no contact, I was just under the impression I was not able to speak to her directly. So I do apologize about that. But if I can, Michelle, I hope that you understand that it was never my intention to, try to kill or hurt anybody, but I do greatly apologize.
Sure, Jan.
I put everybody in harm's way. I grabbed the steering wheel, and at the end of the day, that is what it is. I did yank the car. That put everyone in harm's way. It could have been way worse than it was, but I do apologize. I put everyone at risk. I was not being a husband. I was not being a father. I was not being an accountable man of integrity, but I take full accountability on what it was that I did. I'm kind of at a loss of words. I haven't been able to speak to her in so long. So it's really hard for me to come up with the words, but all I can really say is that I'm sorry that I put our entire family at risk. I'm sorry that I did what I did. I do apologize. If I could apologize a million times, if I could make a public video to show the entire world how sorry I am, I could do that. I know I can't change the past, but I just hope that, you and the courts and everyone else can see that I will be the best man I can be going forward. I guarantee you, Your Honor, the next time you see me in this court, I will say that you will never again see me in this court for a negative thing. I promise you, I will never put my hands on anybody ever again. I will never put anybody in harm's way. You said yourself, I took on the responsibility of being a father, and I'm to be the provider and the protector for the family that I have. And that is my one duty as a man, and I plan to do that to the best of my ability. And so again, I do apologize, Your Honor. I'm not minimizing the situation whatsoever. Yes, I'd rather stand.
But you are though. You are though. And you're making me rethink my decision, because the reality is you are on tape telling that whole family you will kill them all. And you sit here today and say you didn't have the intent?
I did. I had the intent to hurt the people, and I was reacting out of anger. I do apologize, Your Honor. I'm not trying to obfuscate from the situation at all, Your Honor. I take full accountability for what I did, Your Honor. I am not trying to escape from anything. I did what I did, Your Honor. I wholeheartedly, on tape right now, am confessing to exactly what was said in that police report. I do apologize, Your Honor. I may have misworded what I said, but I promise you I am not trying to obfuscate from this.
You just told your wife that you hope that she knows that you did not intend to kill them, when you in fact told them you intended to kill them.
What I meant was, I hope that.
Sorry.
May she speak?
Right now, no.
Okay, what I meant was, I hope that she understands that I have our best interest at heart. You know, at the end of the day, is that's my family. I love my family. There's nothing in this world, that means more to me than my family, Your Honor. That's all I'm saying. I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying I didn't do anything wrong. I'm not trying to obfuscate from anything.
Duffy, was there something else you wanted to say?
I've honestly been sitting here. I know Mr. Brown is trying to make himself appear, he's making it so much worse than it was just even a few minutes ago, as the court said. I think people are programmed sometimes to say it was never my intention. And I think that what that means truly is that I didn't intend to be in this situation. But the reality of that is I didn't intend to be caught. I didn't intend for this to turn into something where I have to actually be held publicly accountable and account for it. Obviously, the intent in that moment when you say, watch this, I'll fucking kill you all, when it's not just, it's more than 2 generations. There's a baby crying in the back seat when this is happening.
I said 3. I said 3 generations.
Oh, I just, yeah, this is Mr. Brown. What I want him, if nothing else right now, is to really just stop talking and stop trying to, you are not in control of where your mind is, quite frankly, on some levels. And so I don't know what causes people to do things like this. I really don't. On some level, I don't want to understand. And for Miss Brown, I appreciate that she wants things to be in a position where her family can start to move forward. But moving forward too often means let's move past what's happened and make that okay, and just hope and assume that it won't happen again. It is very clear from this report, in a whole lot of ways, that this is not the first time something has happened. Minimization is happening across the board. I understand there are different reasons for that. This situation is extremely dangerous. I'm glad that Mr. Brown is trying. I think,
And Your Honor,
Mr. Brown, I don't know, did you hear a single thing I just said?
That was Mr. Bernstein.
Oh, that was Mr. Bernstein. Okay, I'm sorry.
no, Miss McDuffie, I'm listening to you. I'm hearing you. I wasn't trying to interrupt you. I was just gonna say, perhaps the safest thing right now is just to leave the no contact order in place and just let Mr. Brown continue programming, continue counseling, and let that stick some more. I mean, he's doing everything he can to try to change. I mean, I know it's tough when, he's on the spot, and he did give a mixed bag of things said, but he's trying through his actions to be a better person, and perhaps now is too soon to move forward with dropping the no contact order. Perhaps he could continue to let the programming stick, and then it could be reevaluated down the road.
That's what I'm thinking. Ms. Brown, you wanted to say something?
Yes, so is there no contact for me and our son? I'm just curious about that
Because why, ma'am?
I kind of need help with my son, like co-parenting, like just for like the sake of the CPS has dropped all the taking parent rights away, so he will have his parent rights, and I'm just trying to figure out how that co-parenting look. We're in 2 different households, so I'm just trying to see how we can make this work, as I'm the only one right now.
Can I see counsel in the breakout room? All right, we're back on the record in the case of Travaris Brown. In this particular case, I'm going to do a couple things different than what I ordered before. One of those is I'm going to do a review in 30 days, which is going to be on October the 21st at 10 o'clock a.m. instead. And then I'm going to have no contact in place until then. Sir, you need to complete the weekend accountable choices. Is Mr. Brown here?
Yes, ma'am. I'm here, Your Honor.
You need to complete the weekend accountable choices. And I'm going to allow you to have it's my understanding you have supervised contact with your child.
Yes, ma'am. That's what CPS told me.
You can have the supervised contact with your child until then. But hoping that over the next 30 days, sir, you can get enough programming in that I can truly see that there's a difference in where your mindset is. I know you think you're there, but you're nowhere near being there. So that is my order, that it's no contact with the exception of the supervised contact via phone with your child.
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.